Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly Oracle messages and 7-day Tarotscope. I hope this message finds you well. It's Danny Simone, aka the Mystic Model, if you don't know already. Welcome. We're going to be seeing what's going on here for our upcoming week. Let me pull up my calendar. I don't even know the dates. The 16th through the 22nd. All right, we're going to see what we got going on here energetically. Remember, these are general readings, so take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. The most accurate reading you can book is a personal reading, and yes, I am available for those. Check out the description, the link in the description below. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna just dive right into it. I've also, let me pull up the astrology, just kind of see what else we got going on here in this upcoming week. We do have Mercury going direct. Oh my gosh, yay. That was really fast though. I don't know if you guys felt the same way though. But yes, we have Mercury, planet of communication, transportation, technology. It is going direct here, I believe, yes, on the 18th, okay? So we definitely have that to look forward to. We've also got the sun shifting out of Capricorn and into Aquarius on the 20th. And then the following day, we have the new moon in Aquarius, all right? Ooh, and then on the 22nd, we've got Uranus direct as well. So, oh my gosh, that's so good. So the 22nd, at that point, Uranus is direct. All of the other major planets, inner outer planets, are direct as well. For the next 3 months, starting on Sunday, like go, go, go. This is the best time that you want to work with this year, okay? And this happens every year where we have a certain amount of time where the planets are direct, and you really want to make the most out of this energy. Now, look, everyone's kind of in a different place, so you also want to honor your personal seasons and rhythms. That's a big thing for me. But, some of you may naturally find yourselves feeling a lot more motivated over these next few months and wanting to get a lot done, wanting to make a lot of moves, wanting to start a new project, wanting to launch your business, wanting to put yourself out there when it comes to love and friends and all types of things, all right? But this is definitely a time to move forward here, really after we kind of wrap up this week. So yay to that. I am very excited. So I'm shuffling the wrong deck, Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. We're gonna kind of start off with this. I've got a few Oracle decks that we'll be using, and then of course we'll do the 7-day forecast here. I'm not gonna choose all of these. I said no, not this. So let's see what we got going on. All right, timestamps are also below in the description for those of you that are super impatient and for whatever reason don't want to hear me talking here like for a few minutes in the introduction. I mean, I get it. That's okay. I understand sometimes we're short on time. So definitely check out the timestamps if you just want to go ahead, click through and see what's going on here this week. All right. All right. I will take that. Okay. Interesting. We have struggle. All right. So I do think a lot of this has had to do with some of these retrograde energies and maybe feeling like you're working against the flow here. And essentially you probably have been, okay? And it's not to say that during a retrograde, you're not supposed to just do anything and you're just supposed to just, sit around and sleep all day, right? You still got a life to live. But sometimes during those retrograde cycles, we can get really frustrated when things aren't moving forward, when we're not really having that progress, when we're not having that breakthrough. And, those are times that do require us to be a little more patient, okay? Because usually the frustration comes when we're fighting against timing, right? Sure, you could say you've got plans and you want to do XYZ within a certain time frame, but sometimes the universe is just like, nah, we got our own timing here. So I am getting that a lot of this has to do with like divine timing versus time, all right? The number 32 is on the struggle card. 3 + 2 is 5. 5 is a number of change, okay? It can at times be a number of, or an energy of conflict, of chaos even. So some of you may have been feeling that. Uranus, oh my gosh, loves to kick up the conflict. And I think we have like a square coming up at some point this week. Let me pull up the other chart here that can make this energy a little challenging, okay, just a little bit. But like I said, this is the last week, you know, things are retrograde, they're starting to go direct here, and by the end of the week we're good to go. So if this week feels particularly challenging, remind yourself, come back to this video. Okay, this is this last week that Danny was talking about, and things are going to start moving forward. Okay, so give yourself some grace, and extend that to others as well. I think it's going to be really important here. And some of you may feel like you've been swimming upstream against the currents, but I'm getting that you are going in the right direction still, okay? You may feel like, man, this isn't supposed to be so hard. Like, I guess this just isn't meant to be. I'm not supposed to be successful in this because it just hasn't popped yet. Like, no, I'm not getting that at all. I think this is, I don't know if it's salmon or what fish it is that swims like against the current and up the stream during like mating season. So I'm getting that, yeah, like you're moving in the right direction towards your end goal. And yes, it is a struggle, but it will be worth it, okay? And it's interesting when I mentioned that whole salmon mating stuff. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure what fish it is. But for some of you, this may actually be regarding fertility, okay? I don't know if someone out there has been struggling with fertility, or even relationship issues. That could very well be a challenge here for you as well. Maybe you felt like, oh, just constantly struggling in this area of my life. Any kind of relationship. Remember, I don't just talk about romantic relationships on this channel. We don't just sit around obsessing about that all day. But let's see what else we have. All right, we have masculine energy. I love that. Okay. Divine masculine coming through. And remember, ladies, we all have this energy within us as well. Whether you are man, woman, or whatever you identify as, we have these energies within us, both masculine and feminine. And this week, it seems like many of us are kind of in that masculine space a little more. Maybe it's because Mars went direct last week. Okay, so its energy is starting to rev up. And when we're talking about astrology and we're talking about the cosmos, Mars is the guy, the man, okay? And then you got Venus, which is the woman and the feminine energy. And they're like the couple there, Mars and Venus. But this week, we're focusing in on masculine energy. Also the sun, okay, is masculine. We clearly see the sun here. So we have the sun right now in Capricorn, earth sign. Earth signs are feminine energies, even though Capricorn does get a little bit more of a masculine association with them because they're like very ambitious and whatnot. But we are going to be shifting into air energy when the sun moves into Aquarius, and an air element is masculine energy. Okay. So some of you may feel like you're struggling with embracing the masculine within yourself. And this can also be kind of reflected in your external reality where you're like, I don't like men. I just can't stand them. Oh my God. They're just all terrible. They suck. Like, I get men, I'm sorry, some of y'all do suck, but it's not all men and shit. It might be a lot of men too, but it's not all men. And I think that that has a lot more to do with like the distorted masculine versus healthy masculine energy. And it's really unfortunate that a lot of people haven't been exposed to healthy masculine energy. It is a thing, okay? Masculinity in itself is not toxic. Okay, but toxic masculinity can be a thing. Okay, so this is a really good time here this week to really, kind of check yourself. Look, I'm always on this channel emphasizing self-reflection and kind of, doing the inner work and stuff like that. So some of you really need to kind of take a look at yourself and your relationship with masculine energy. I think this came up in a recent reading too, where I think I was picking up on a father energy. It was like the emperor. came up. I think it was last week. And maybe this is kind of carrying over into this week's message, where it seems to be like a big theme here that Spirit is trying to drive home, like, you know, integrating the healthy masculine, okay? The healthy masculine, which is assertive and independent and, you know, direct, and they're goal oriented, they're driven. They're not waiting for other people to make their dreams happen for them. The masculine is going to go do it himself. So some of you may even want to look into your natal chart and see where your Mars placement is at. And if you want to, share it below in the comments. I know for me personally, my Mars is in Cancer, which is actually not the best placement for Mars. Mars, first of all, doesn't really like water energy. Unless it's Scorpio, it'll kind of work well in that. But Mars generally works better in those fire signs, you know, even some of those earth and air. But for me, you know, just talking about me personally, Mars is in Cancer. So for me, that masculine energy, it can be a little, what's the word that I'm looking for? Shit, basically non-existent, because Cancer is a very feminine energy. However, my chart, you got to look into other aspects of your chart too. That's why we don't just look at one part of it. My sun is in Aries, which the sun is exalted in Aries. So that's where I get more of my masculine energy from, is my sun placement. So definitely explore your chart. Maybe explore, you know, your sun too. Your sun may be in a masculine sign. Some of you, there could be conversations or important interactions that you're having here with men this week, whether it's romantic, whether it's a family member, someone that you're working with, whatever. We have the energy of transformation coming through also. So once again, transforming this masculine energy, the distorted masculine, okay, the toxic masculinity. I want to pull, because I'm like, I want to share a little more about like the distorted masculine. I'm going to pull something up here. It's interesting because this has just been coming up for me a lot personally within my own journey. So it's always lovely to see it coming through in the cards. So let's see where this distorted masculine is. Okay. So the distorted masculine, the alpha, right? I don't even want to mention that guy's name. I don't even know his name. Or yeah, I do. It just came to mind. His initials are AT. He's not getting a mention on here, but that guy would be a distorted masculine, okay? And any guy that acts like that, their masculinity is distorted. That ain't healthy masculinity at all. So they're big on that whole alpha shit, the whole winner-loser dynamic. They're very competitive, forceful, abusive, controlling, falsely relaying one's accomplishments. So I get that's very egotistical. Of course, the distorted masculine is going to reject anything related to the feminine. Intuition, allowance, receptivity, emotions, like they're like, ew, no, we're not doing that. The distorted masculine has a deep fear of intimacy and rejection. All right. Once again, competition driven. Fear is a sign of weakness for the distorted masculine, which, you know, if we all are really honest with ourselves, we all experience fear. It's natural. It's totally human. Let's see here. Oh, the inability to praise another as well is also a symptom of that distorted masculine. An unresolved pain, fear towards the feminine as a whole. So definitely some mommy issues, which we're not just going to apply that to men, because women deal with that stuff as well. And a lot of these things are deeply intertwined. So it's like, all right, when your masculine energy is a little off, usually your feminine is a little off in a way as well, because they're a duo. It's a partnership here. This is a union here. So just to even share some of this distorted feminine principles, to allowing, hypersensitive, to receptive, waiting for things to happen. Like I said, waiting on people to help you make your dreams come true, you know, waiting on people to validate you and tell you, yeah, you're good enough, go do it. Fuck all that. Like masculine energy, healthy masculines, like I know who I am and I know my value and I know what I bring to the table. I know that I'm a great person or I'm talented, I'm gifted, so I'm just gonna go do it regardless of whether I have a fan base around me or not. So there's that distorted feminine that's kind of waiting for other people to validate her and yeah, you're good, go do it. Also, distorted feminine is rejection of material, practicality, rational logic, and responsibility. Fantasy driven and magical thinking. Okay, some of that's kind of leaning into some of those cognitive distortions I think I may have mentioned in last week's reading. I'm not going to get too much into that. I'm not a therapist. Go talk to your therapist about that. I have, and it was really insightful to see what my cognitive distortions are. Okay, and if you're not familiar like with that terminology, it's basically like you're viewing reality through kind of like a skewed or distorted lens, essentially. You're not seeing the shit for what it really is, okay? We also have, and that may be just a very simplified definition, but I do encourage you guys to do some more research into that. Also, the distorted feminine has a fear of conflict, fear of handling situations. She may be disempowered around others, may play it meek and too humble. She fears being egotistical, okay? So she may even struggle with a little bit of confidence there because you do need a little bit of ego, okay? When it comes to your confidence, just a little bit, right? Yes, also, the distorted feminine is excessively validating others and or excessively seeking validation from others, okay? So it's a fine line there. It's okay to want validation because, I mean, fuck, what are other people around here for? To just ignore us? No, okay? But we do have to be mindful of ways that we kind of act out, quote unquote, to receive that validation, or when we're not receiving it, how we kind of respond to people. That definitely, you got to keep that in check, okay? Also with the distorted feminine is excessively emotional. You know, someone that cannot emotionally regulate themselves. Emotions aren't bad at all. We are emotional creatures. But, you know, you can't just be lashing out and, oh, every time you perceive someone as doing something that hurts your feelings and you want to cut them off and you never want to talk to them again. Like, no, that's not what we're doing here. You know, no, we're just not, okay? And same for the distorted masculine. I'm like, no to both of them. But also, it's very valid for us to experience these things because we have to keep in mind, you know, a lot of the reason why we are the way we are is because of our environment and the people around us. So if you didn't have healthy models of healthy masculinity and healthy femininity, then you're gonna get some of those distorted type of behaviors. So some of you as well may even want to take a look at father figures, okay, and where their masculinity has been distorted, but also maybe even within your mother. You know, what is her relationship with her masculine energy, okay? So this is a really interesting reading. Lots of transformation to take place here in this upcoming week. We've got the number 22, which is one of those master numbers there. Let's see here. And the number 2 is about balance, harmony. Like I was saying, you can't have the masculine without the feminine. You can't, okay? And this doesn't have anything to do with, oh, only men and women are supposed to be together. No, like I said, we all have masculine and feminine energy. So this applies to same-sex couples as well, right? Where they have to have that balance within themselves. All right, so let's see what else we have going on here. Number 22, sometimes called the master builder, is considered the most powerful number of all. Not only does it embody the essence of the 2, but also the essence of the number 4, which is that Emperor card that I think came up last week. And the 4 is all about practicality and strong foundations and security and all that stuff. Ooh, security. Okay, for some of you, your masculine is a little distorted, the way that you look at men. And what they're supposed to do for you and how they're supposed to provide for you, because some of you may, like I said, didn't have a healthy masculine model growing up. Okay, so maybe this masculine wasn't handling his business. He wasn't working and providing. That's not to say that that's all that men do, okay? Because women work too. Like, y'all ain't the only ones working, all right? But for some of you, you might not have seen your father working or contributing to your household. Maybe your mom was doing all that, or maybe you grew up in a single parent household, so there was no man around. So your mom is taking on the role of both mother and father, right? Wow, this is getting really deep. I wasn't expecting all this. Taurus, I'm getting Taurus, somebody out there, this message may really be for you. Okay, let's see what else we have going on. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. The whole thing about the security, because I might have a bit of an unpopular opinion with it. I do understand why a woman would want a man to be able to provide. I feel like as adults, yes, you should be able to provide for yourself, first and foremost. But, you know, when you get into a relationship or you're going to get married or something like that, you know, you may be kind of looking for that person that can really like hold it down financially. And that's fine, but you got to be mindful of how you approach that too, because I've seen some approaches with dating where I'm just like, that's kind of messed up. Like, you shouldn't be going on a first date asking a man like if he could take care of you or if he can pay your bills or something like that. Because it's like, what if the shoe was on the other foot and if you came to the first date and a man is asking you to have sex, like, you would probably be offended. So the same thing applies to men. Men don't like to be looked at solely as a bank account. The only men that like that are those distorted masculines who get their ego boost from being able to like provide for a woman financially and literally do nothing else for her. So that is something to just kind of be mindful of as we are navigating dating and relationships. You know, and everyone's kind of, their experience is different. You know, I grew up in a household where both of my parents worked and contributed. So for me, like when I'm approaching relationships, I'm like, look, I got something, you got something, you know, let's bring it together, right? And that don't necessarily mean everybody's splitting bills or whatever. Every couple has their own thing, you know, and it's important too within your relationship to do what works for you, okay? And not to do what you think everybody else is doing or what society says you're supposed to do. Like, you know, city girls say you're supposed to have this type of nigga because he can buy you a Birkin bag. Like, come on, like realistically, you're not dating a rapper, you're not dating an athlete, you're not dating someone that is a millionaire. So why do you think he's just gonna be able to buy you a Birkin when he has his rent to pay or his car note to pay? Like, come on, like we gotta be a little realistic. And I think that's where some of that distorted feminine comes in with the magical thinking and, oh, Prince Charming, Mr. Rich Man is just gonna come sweep me off my feet and I'm never gonna have to work again. And I can just like sit around and have somebody make all my life decisions for me. Like, that's distorted feminine. All right. So look, I'm gonna check everybody, men and women alike, for real. Because it's really important that we're all striving to heal this and to balance this energy out. And that's why we see just, oh my gosh, just within society, you know, a lot of just very oppressive dynamics between like men and women. It's just really, it's wild. Lately I've been taking some classes about Ifa, and I've been learning about just kind of like their cosmology, and you know what the roles are of men and women, and you know, masculine and feminine energies. And you know, within Ifa, from what I've learned, like everybody contributes, and it might not necessarily mean that a woman has to have a job while the man works too. Sometimes it means, okay, dude's working the 9 to 5 and you holding down the household, which is a job in itself. Ask any housewife or stay-at-home mom family. They will tell you that's a full-time job, right? So everybody's got a role to play. You know, you can't just expect that you're going to be able to just sit back and be like, no, I'm just kind of letting everybody else, you know, move around and do what they need to do and make things happen for me, but I'm just going to sit here. Like, nah, that's not how that works. So yeah, you saw that family card. So as I was saying, some of you need to just do some reassessing, like, you know, taking an honest assessment of your family dynamics, family patterns and history. And I know this is a deep wound for a lot of people. You know, I'm not sitting here hyping up the masculine like they're perfect, because they're not. You know, I have it within my own family. Alcoholism, abuse, like, you know, not my father, but, you know, that is within my lineage. It is something, you know, that I've had to be mindful of within my own life and how I approached relationships as well. Like, these are definitely cycles that need to be broken, cycles that need to stay broken. And that's what I'm getting for some of you. Like, some of you are trying to backtrack into cycles that your people already done broke. Like, what are you doing? Shit, your granny went through that already, so you ain't have to go through that. All right, let's see what else we got. I'm gonna move on to the spellcasting oracle cards. This reading is clearly gonna be a little lengthy today because I got a lot to say. That's all right, spirit. Shit, I'm on your time. I am on your time today. Okay, forgiveness. Yes, look, that masculine, yo, and look. We're all in different places. I will never tell someone, you've got to forgive someone. No, the fuck you don't. If you don't want to, you don't want to. You can't force forgiveness either. So it's better when it's natural and it's something that you really want to do. But for some of you, it's time. Like it's time. Some of you need to take it to the water. Okay, so you need to go somewhere to a natural body of water. Okay, here's what I recommend you do. Write a letter, okay, to whoever this person is. And for some of you, I do feel like it's a masculine presence. It's, excuse me. Ooh. All right. So, this is a masculine presence. It may be an ex. It may be your dad, your grandpa, your brother, your uncle, somebody, okay? This could be, oh, wow. Oh, shit. That's terrible. Okay. Whew. A little bit of a trigger warning there. I'm getting someone, this masculine presence was like a pastor or a preacher or someone that was like in a position of power, and they took advantage of that. I'm not going to allude to any more. You guys can probably connect the dots there. My heart goes out to you if that is something that you are dealing with. So yes, write your letter, as I was saying, okay? Ooh, and we've got this new moon this weekend, so I would encourage you to do this weekend, okay? It's definitely giving me the star card where she's out like at that body of water or whatever, and the star card is a card of healing, okay? And I'm mentioning the star because it's associated with Aquarius. So this weekend, you know, or maybe this week, kind of get your letter together. And then on the new moon, on Saturday, which is on Saturn Day, okay? Saturdays are good for working any type of rituals or magic surrounding banishing, releasing, clearing, letting it go, bye, okay? So on the new moon on Saturday, burn your letter and then take the ashes to a natural body of water, a river, a lake, an ocean or something, a stream. If you don't have any natural bodies of water near you, just flush it down the toilet, okay? That's symbolic as well of you flushing something out of your life, all right? But yeah, if you can, go take it to a natural body of water, put the ashes in there, bye, be gone, you know, I forgive you, okay? Yeah. Someone could have red hair, ginger colored hair. I'm like, look, am I talking to myself? Like, mine's a little darker ginger, but I'm seeing kind of a brighter ginger red hair. Let's see what else we have in addition to forgiveness. Reconciliation. Ooh, wow. This is powerful. Oh my gosh. Okay. And this isn't always about like the literal, oh, I'm getting back with my ex. Like for some of you, okay, that is it, because you and your masculine, y'all been struggling and y'all been trying to get it right. Okay. So that's the case for some of you. For everybody, it is not the case. So I don't want you, my ex is coming. Look, I don't want to get your hopes up, nothing. If you've been talking to this person and y'all have been trying to work things out, then yeah, that's probably what this is. But if this person has not been on your radar for a minute, this more than likely has to do with the reconciliation taking place within yourself, okay, between your feminine and your masculine. For some of you, you could be reconciling with a father figure, okay, or your father. Like for some of you, you've never met him, so this could be like your first time meeting him. For others of you, your father has just been away or not in your life. Maybe he's been locked up or something like that. Now this reconciliation could be with, you know, a friend or a family member, anybody. It doesn't just have to be with a man either, okay? But essentially what's going on between you and this person and the reconciliation that you're having is the integration of your healthy masculine energy. So this person that you're reconciling with, to you, they may seem very masculine. Even if they're a woman, they may seem like very masculine to you. And that may have actually turned you off and been a part of the reason why things didn't work out with you guys. But I think maybe due to some healing in some time apart, you know, maybe you've had a perspective shift or some realizations, and now you're kind of seeing things differently. You're seeing this person differently. This is really powerful. If you need a little help embracing your masculine energy, check out my link in the description for my Moon Magic collection. I do create conjure products, oils, baths, fixed candles to help you invoke these energies that maybe you're having a little harder time doing. HBIC is one of my best sellers too. Like the ladies love it. And it is because, you know, as women, we're kind of more naturally feminine. And sometimes we may need a little bit more of that boost, okay? So definitely check out my HBIC anointing oil or the spiritual bath. I got fixed candles for that too. So look, you can get you the whole little package there and do you a little ritual here. All right, so next I'm going to pull from the chakra reading cards, and then we'll get into our 7-day breakdown of these energies. All right. Divine wisdom, excuse me, this is your soul star chakra. Okay, so if you're familiar with the 7 main chakras, you know your crown chakra is at the top. So your soul star chakra is above your crown chakra. All right. But we have divine wisdom. There's a divination approach or technique. It's called bibliography, I think. Let me look it up. Bibliography. I don't know if that's the name of it. But essentially what it is you get a book, and it doesn't have to be a Bible. It can be a sacred text like a Bible or some spiritual text, but it can be literally any book. Ask a question and then see where your spirit guides you, maybe to a particular book if you have like a collection of books like myself, and see like what page it guides you to. This was actually a practice that I need to get back into with my ancestors, where I have this book of prayers that I got like back in my Christian days. In high school, I think my dad bought me this book of prayers for women. And of course, my ancestors, you know, they worship Jesus and stuff. So I do still like to incorporate that into the time that I spend with them. So what I'll do with that book, I'll sit down, you know, get quiet, and I'll literally hear like a page number that they want me to turn to. All right, okay, turn. And I kid you not, every time, like the prayer is exactly what I need in that moment. So, yeah, maybe you want to try something like that. Go like buy a prayer book if you don't really want to refer to the Bible or something. Or like I said, it could be any book. It could be a novel, you know, some fiction or something like that. But, you know, even within those stories, we can gain a lot of insight and gems from those as well. So, the divine wisdom is definitely coming through here this week. Even for some of you, I'm getting Akashic records. So I don't know if you're like into that at all. I'm not too familiar with that. I've like never done an Akashic record reading or anything. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. But it may be something that you want to explore for yourself. Okay. So let's see what else we have going on. I'm going to start shuffling these tarot cards. We're going to get into our 7-day breakdown for this week ahead. Also, for some of you, this reconciliation, it may come into fruition by the full moon in Leo at the beginning of February. Here, I can get you a date on that. February 5th. Okay, full moon in Leo. Some of you could be reconciling with someone. Right, so let's see what we have going on for this upcoming week, Spirit. Give us some insight to our day by day here for the week of January 16th through the 22nd. All right, here we are. Nice. I love this. Okay. Not bad. Okay, kind of. For the most part, pretty good reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get into this little breakdown here. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay, so for Monday, the 16th, we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is that family. I had showed you on the bottom of one of my oracle decks, the family card was there. So this is the family card in the tarot, okay? So once again, as I was saying, is something going on within the masculine, within your family's lineage, okay? That is really wanting you to kind of hold space here for it. All right, for some of you, this is literally going to manifest as a masculine in your family, your father, your brother, your cousin or something, your spouse, okay? There's something here that the two of you are maybe meant to work through or heal together. Now, for some of you, this is about money, okay? And the Ten of Pentacles is partnerships. It's a new job, a new client, a new contract of some sort. Congratulations, if that is the case. I just heard cashing in, so I don't know if that's like a gambling term or something like that. So somebody may be cashing in their wins at the casino. But ultimately, this is about the family, okay? Many of you are in a space, especially if you're watching tarot readings and stuff like that, like you're a part of this community, you're very much probably focused on healing not only yourself, but maybe even your lineage, your ancestry. So this is the focus here in this upcoming week with the Ten of Pentacles. And what is the legacy that you want to create for your family? Maybe you don't really like the legacy that your family has had thus far. You get to change that. That falls on you. You know, it doesn't have to continue to be the same way. So for many of you, this is a choice, a conscious choice, an effort that you're making here where you're like, look, I ain't going to I'm not going to repeat the same shit. I'm not going to do what my dad did and his dad did and his dad. Like, no, we're not doing that. That's so interesting. I have been seeing a lot of people talk about this White Lotus show on HBO, and I was like, oh, okay, let me check it out. So I've watched quite a few episodes of the first season, and one of the characters, I can't remember his name, he's the dad with the 2 kids and the CFO wife or whatever. But yeah, it was like the craziest episode. Oh, I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but yeah, let me be quiet because I'm about to literally tell what happened. If you know, you know. But the news that he got about his dad, like, yo, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. But yeah, it's almost like I'm kind of getting something like this. Not saying anybody's dad is, yeah, I'm not saying all that. But what I was really intrigued by was a conversation that he had with his son after the fact, finding out some information about his dead father. And then he, was talking to his son, and he was like, damn, like, I just don't know what's real. Like, I don't know if I even knew my dad. Like, and he was just like, I just want to be real with you, son. And it was just really like, he was on one for sure. I know he was like in shock, just kind of working through and processing the information that he found out. But it was really beautiful. I thought the way that he was able to have that moment with his son and that recognition as well, like, oh, wait, I don't want to repeat the same shit that my dad did with me. Like, I want to be real with my son. I want my son to really see me, and not just what I do as a man and I provide and da-da-da-da. Like, I'd be so tired of that title, really, because it is so one-dimensional and it really just boxes men into just being like a bank account, like, and they're not complex people on their own, right? So I just thought it was a really sweet moment that the guy shared with his son, where he was like, yeah, like, I'm going to be more real with you. Like, it's time. And I think I'm not a parent, so I don't know. I just know from a child's perspective. But I do think that parents sometimes may feel like they have to play that role of, I got to be mom or dad, and I can't be a person, right? I can't really let my kids really like see who I am, like beneath this role that I play for them. And I think that may even be a bigger theme as well that's coming up here, like, the roles that everybody's meant to play, and, who are we, beneath these roles, beyond these roles. We're so much more than that. And that may be for some of us the generational cycles that we're breaking, right? It's not to say that the men ain't gonna keep providing, okay? Like I said, everybody works. You know what? Look, we are in a capitalistic society. Everybody is working out here. Everybody's making money, right? Because you got to. But I do feel like we're maybe shifting from just being solely focused on financial security to, you know, the emotional security as well. To, you know, the mental health. We've seen that's been a big thing here. Like, I'm not sure how old you guys are that are watching. I'm 31. And I've seen it like maybe, I don't know, within the past decade, maybe a little longer, where, you know, over time, we've just seen like it becoming more normalized to have discussions about mental health and depression and, you know, bipolar disorder and, you know, all types of things, you know, that we used to be really hush hush about, right? You know, even within your family, I'm getting there's probably like mental illness that has been, oh my gosh, Spirit, I was not trying to be here for 2 hours today. Okay, so some of you have family members that deal with mental illness and like their parents didn't take it seriously. Like, and for many of us, it was not something we had access to, right? You know, your parents probably didn't have access to therapists and, you know, all of these things that maybe we have access to now with more ease, right? Maybe it took a little more of an effort for them to find those resources or to be able to afford those resources, right? So that's something that we do also need to extend grace to our family members for, because that's one thing that I always try to keep in perspective with my journey is like, yo, I'm in a really privileged position that my people, especially as a Black woman, you know, like, look, we didn't have these privileges before. We couldn't do these things before. So you have the privilege now, right? You have the resources now. Do something with them, right? You know, the things that your people maybe wanted to get treated for or didn't even know what the fuck they were dealing with, like with their mental health and stuff, you have access to those things now. So yes, like this is your responsibility. You know, you kind of owe it mostly to yourself, but you owe it to your people too that didn't have access to these things, that didn't have the awareness that we have now. You know, you owe it to your children, you know, even if you don't want to have children, like shit, you probably got nieces or nephews or godchildren. You got children around you in some capacity, you know, like they say, it takes a village, you know, and even though you might not want to be a biological parent, still, you know, there's still a lot of influence and wisdom and, you know, instruction that you can give to the kids that are around you. All right, Spirit. Well. Moving on to Tuesday. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Cycles breaking. Okay. That's why it's the wheel. It's like you're on the wheel. You on the wheel. When are you gonna get off the wheel? Okay. When are you gonna get off this same loop that for some of you, your people have been on this loop for generation after generation after generation. For many of you, it does, like I said, is something really emphasized with that masculine energy. Okay, so for some of you, the cycle kind of needs to break within the masculine part of your lineage there. All right, but in addition to the Wheel of Fortune being about, you know, breaking cycles, this is literally about fortune. Okay, good luck, like, you know, turn of events. Oh wow, we got 10-10. Okay, 10 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune is the 10th card of the major arcana. Okay, so 10-10 could be an angel number there for some of you. Oh, we got another 10 too. We'll get to that later. So 10s are coming through pretty strongly here. But the Wheel of Fortune can definitely be shifting things for you in a positive direction on Tuesday. There may be something that's coming through, some communication, you know, a deal that you're getting, whatever. And it's just like, yay, finally. Like, so congratulations. Monday and Tuesday seem to be really good days. Financially, when it comes to your work, when it comes to your family, your home life, Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Moving on. Oh, that's so cute. On Wednesday. So you come into this fortune. Like I said, some of you are getting an opportunity that's kind of boosting you financially. So on Wednesday, there may be, with the Six of Pentacles, somebody coming to you asking for help. Okay. Someone that, you know, maybe they're not in the position that you're in. Right? So if you have it to give, sure, you know, give it. If you feel like you don't, then maybe don't. All right. One thing I'll say with the Six of Pentacles energy, this isn't so much giving somebody a loan and expecting them to pay you back, because I don't feel like this person really has the means to pay you back. Okay. Or if they do, it'll probably be like a year or years from now. So whatever you're giving to them, make sure it's something that you can actually afford to lose. Okay. Now, for others of you, this just may be charitable giving when it comes to, like, you know, homelessness, or, you know, volunteering your time with a women's shelter or something like that. I'm definitely seeing something about like working with the homeless here. So some of you may be into like nonprofit work, and or even you're just one of those kind human beings, right? When you see a homeless person on the street, you're like, here's some money, or here's some food or something like that. Yeah, I'm getting angel in disguise. All right. So for some of you, you are actually going to run into somebody here, just like maybe you're out just running errands, going about your regular day. You're going on your lunch break, and there's a homeless person there. Okay. Give something to them. Right. Whatever you got, you know, even if it's just a little something, because I get like it's an angel. It's an angel in disguise. And it's not to say that we you know, that we pick and choose who we want to give to and when we want to give. I mean, yeah, technically you do, because, you know, there may be times where you just don't have it like that to give. So if you don't, then don't, like I said. But also you're giving, it doesn't have to be like just like super generous, like you're giving somebody your all. It can just be like, here is something. Like, it may not be much, but it is something. So there could be a situation like that coming up on Wednesday. This might even be, you know, a friend asking you like, girl, I need some help. Can you front me some money until I get paid or some shit? Like, you know, that's what I was saying. It takes a fucking village, because a lot of us don't really, I hate to say that, we don't have those friends that we feel like we can reach out to and ask for money if like shit, your light bill finna like be overdue, or, you know, your rent or something is past due, like, or you ain't got no groceries in your house. You know, you really got to be honest about the people that you have in your circle, because if you feel like you can't reach out to nobody in your time of need, it's like, what the fuck are they there for? Like, and it's not to say that people are just there to help us, but that is a part of what a community is people that are there to support you, that are there to help you in your time of need. Does it mean that your friends are always going to have it? No. Okay. But it doesn't hurt to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. You know, and I think for some of you, it's really in those moments as well, even if somebody can't give it to you, right? It's still in those moments where there's just a deeper level of intimacy formed between the two of you, because there's more vulnerability here. You are in a vulnerable position when you need money, you need something. And it's okay to let others know, like, yeah, I am in a vulnerable position right now. Because maybe that friend can't give you any money, but maybe that friend can hook you up with, I don't know, a new job or something where you're going to be making way more money than where you're making right now. You know, it can be little things sometimes. So definitely, if you're the person in the position that needs the help, don't be afraid to ask. For some of you, you may actually be getting some sort of government assistance. I don't know. I heard WIC. Is that still a thing? Is that like the food stamps or whatever? I don't know. But yeah, some of you could be getting some sort of government assistance here this week. If you've been too prideful to apply for that, knowing that you need the financial assistance, please stop. Why are you putting yourself through this unnecessary struggle when there are resources available to you that you qualify for? Don't be so prideful where you feel like you can't take no handouts when you need the fucking handout. Like, Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because for many of you, like, shit, it's a damn angel in disguise that wants to bless you, that wants to help you. Let them. Now, for some of you, I will say with the Six of Pentacles, when it comes to matters of the heart and relationships, sometimes this can be somebody that is breadcrumbing you, okay? Little droplets of attention here and there. You know, I'll give you a little some just to kind of keep you on the line or whatever, but okay. you get to decide what you want to do with that. Here, I want to get a clarifier on the Six of Pentacles. On the Six of Pentacles. I'm hearing rags to riches. Some of you were here before in your lives, and now you're here. You can bless other people. That's beautiful. You know, you should be very proud of yourself for the things that you've overcome in your life, for your successes, your achievements, your hard work, because now you're in a position to help other people. That's really beautiful. Like, I see someone that, like I said, rags to riches, came into some money, and now you're like starting up a nonprofit or some type of organization, a charity of some sort. That's so sweet. I love that. Okay. Yeah, we do have communication coming in surrounding money, finances. Like I said, some of you could be getting some sort of financial support, even from like the government or from people in your life. But also with that whole breadcrumbing storyline, I get someone's breadcrumbing you with like their communication. It's like they'll drop in every now and then. Hey, how are you? And then you won't hear from them for like weeks at a time, months on end. I mean, that's okay for you, cool. But for some of you, I don't think it is. And if you're wondering, you know, this is someone that you're attracted to like romantically, and they're kind of just breadcrumbing you, I am getting that there's somebody else in the picture, okay? Look, it's two people over here getting breadcrumbed. It ain't just you. It's you and somebody else, okay? Well, you're getting the short end of the stick. So you get to decide what you want to do about that, all right? Moving on to Thursday, what some of you are going to do about it is the Three of Swords. Some of you are going to be like, nah, I don't want to do this. I do think some of you may be realizing as well, oh, Jesus. Okay, now I'm seeing some of these cards. This isn't for everybody. Keep in mind, these are general readings, so I'd be like really kind of baffled when people be like, oh my gosh, like, what do you mean that's going to happen? Like, that's not your story. It's not your life. Like, this might not be your reading, okay? But I am getting for somebody out there. I don't think this is even for the majority. But for somebody out there, I am getting that the person you're interested in romantically is already in a relationship or they're married and you just don't know about it, okay? So you may find out about it. Maybe you're finding out about it now. Maybe this is confirmation that you needed. Like, why is he only coming around, you know, once a month? And yeah, probably once a month when his wife is like on her cycle or some shit. Like, okay, so I'm like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but shit, like this is what this is ultimately for. Truth at the end of the day. I'm not here to sugarcoat and tell you lies and tell you that, oh my gosh, everything is just great all the time, because it's not. Like, that's life, okay? So we do have a little bit of a gut wrencher. Oh my gosh. Why is this coming up? This is so interesting because I recently saw a passage of a Toni Morrison book on Twitter. And oh my God, that little passage felt like a gut punch. Like, I was just like, damn, I'm not even like in a situation like this, but I like felt like it was happening to me. Oh gosh, I'm like, why am I not signed in with my Twitter account? Because I was gonna look it up, but that might take too long. Oh yeah, y'all trying to do all this extra authentication. So yeah. Maybe I'll share that. They have the little community post tab or some shit. But basically, essentially what the passage was referring to, it was making an analogy using using beer, okay, like a cold brew on a hot day, using beer as an analogy for like a woman. So it was basically like, yeah, like shorty, she wasn't the first beer that, you know, you're just so your thirst is quenched and it's just so good and da da da. And she wasn't the second beer that kind of has the same effect of the first beer. She was the third beer that was just like, oh, well, you know, well, this won't hurt, you know, she's just there, like. And it's just like, damn, like the way she wrote it, the words were way better than I'm describing it. She is an excellent writer. And someone made the point that she has the ability to make even the most painful things sound beautiful. And it really did. It was just beautifully worded, but it was like, fuck, that hurts. So some of you, I'm sorry, you may be dealing with a situation like this, or maybe this has been a pattern where you feel like the side chick or something like that. And look, like I said, this ain't everybody message. I think that message is for like a very small group, if not one person, okay? So, yeah, I'm sorry if that is something that you feel like you've been challenged with, or just been a cycle there of the threes, right? Kind of a third party type of thing. Or just feeling like, God damn, I'm always heartbroken. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm always just taking people's crumbs and I'm never really getting fed. I'm never fulfilled. I don't know, somebody going through a divorce or something like that. Or maybe you're healing from a divorce. And I don't know if there was like infidelity that was involved there. Sorry if that was the case. Yeah. We've got the coffin here. So you are healing from a broken heart. Needing to kind of take some time out maybe to reflect, to reassess some things. For some of you, okay, I'm getting a lot of messages. For some of you, this is a passed over masculine figure, okay? Like your dad has passed away, grandpa, something like that. And this may be the person that's also like kind of wanting to connect with you or help you heal when it comes to your relationship with masculine energy, okay? Because they know that they're kind of a part of it. I won't say they're the source, but they were very much a part of that distorted masculine, and they're coming in wanting to help you heal it. Ooh-wee. For some of you, if you have a sick or elderly family member, especially, like I said, this masculine keeps coming through, please go see them. Go visit them. I don't like to be all doom and gloom, but, you know, especially if it's an older person, it's just like, yeah, they might be on their way out soon. So go sit with them, you know, go hold their hand. I'm definitely seeing someone just like holding someone's hand. Like, I don't know if they're in hospice care or something like that, or at a hospital or something. Okay. Let's move on next to Friday. We have the Hanged Man. Okay, so this is a situation here where we need to kind of look at things from a different perspective, where your perspective is shifting. That's why I was saying for some of you, the reconciliation that you're coming into, regardless of who it is with, is a direct reflection of the transformation you've been going through with this masculine energy, okay? And healing your masculine energy and, you know, getting into a better place with that. So that is what's kind of, you know, got you looking at things like, oh, okay, I kind of see what's going on here now. So it just brings things into a greater perspective for sure. There could be some sort of enlightening kind of aha moment that you're having here on Friday. And it's just like, oh man, everything just makes sense, right? So there is some sort of spiritual illumination that somebody could be coming into here. Now, the Hanged Man can also suggest that things are maybe a little up in the air. There may be a pause or a delay or a wait of some sort that is required on your part. Now, this is a card of sacrifice for me and surrendering, letting go. So for some of you, this is like, all right, this is time to maybe let go of this hurt, this Three of Swords, okay? Remember, we have the forgiveness card. I said, take it to the water. Take it to the water. Also, for some of you, if you don't want to incorporate water into it, take it to your altar if you have one, like your ancestral altar. Take it there. Especially if this is regarding an ancestor, or if you are doing work in healing your masculine energy, take it to your altars. You can take it there, okay? The altar or the water, whatever. I'm like, because even in the struggle card, we have the water too. So something seems to be significant about water. Even in the reconciliation card, we've got some water here as well. Water is healing, right? It's purifying. It reminds me of a baptism, okay? So I don't know if somebody's getting baptized. All right. And you can baptize yourself. Like, you know, you don't have to baptize yourself in the name of Jesus. I mean, you can if you want, but, you know, you can baptize yourself, make yourself new, you know, create your own little ritual. You could do a spiritual bath for some of you. That may be what you need to do. And like, make sure you dunk in your head, like under the water, submerging like your whole body is what I'm seeing. Okay. Let's see here. Some of you, there could be a Pisces. We've got Pisces and Sagittarius energy coming through in this reading. So those two zodiac signs may be significant in this upcoming week. All right. This is Neptune with the Hanged Man. Definitely Neptune doing his Neptunian thing in Pisces right now. So we may have some interesting aspects here that are being activated towards the end of the week. All right. So moving into Saturday, we have the World. Okay. So this is you wrapping up that cycle, letting it go. For some of you, learning the lesson. You know, I get it. There's nothing else I need to learn here. Like, let's move on now. Okay. For some of you, this week may, in a way, feel like you're being tested. Okay. Tested by the universe or something. Like, yo, have you really leveled up the way you think you have, or the way that you say you have? Well, a test may be coming in to show and tell. Like, you know, is you really about that life or not? Okay. So I am definitely getting a situation on Saturday where it's like, yeah, is you about that life or not? Some of you could be reconciling with someone that is at a distance, like they live like in another country. Yeah. Oh, for some of you, that may be why you haven't been around your father a lot. I'm getting like an immigrant type of situation where maybe your father works like wherever your family is from, and he ended up like working and saving up enough money to move you and your siblings and your mom to the States or something like that. But he still stays like wherever, you know, to make his money, and he sends you guys money and stuff like that, but he's just not around. So some of you may be reconciling with your father after a really long period of time, sending you so much love. You know, hope you enjoy that reconciliation there. Others of you could be traveling. Okay, you might be doing some globe trotting here, getting another stamp on your passports. Have fun. Some of you could be graduating. There's something you're finishing here. Okay, and it results in some sort of celebration. You feel very accomplished on Saturday. Like, yeah, I did that. Even if it's with the inner work, like you're gonna be like, yeah, I did that. Okay, so good for you. We also have big sign energy coming through with the World. So that's Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. Okay. And like I said, we're shifting into Aquarius season. So yeah, right on cue there with the World. Okay. And I don't know, for those of you with your Saturn in Aquarius and you've been in your Saturn return like myself, I'm over it. It's almost done, guys. Saturn moves into Pisces in March. I will literally jump up and down screaming. I'm so ready for this to be done. But I do get this energy of the world and feeling like, okay, if I take an honest look over these past couple of years, you know, I have grown, and, you know, maybe there's still some growing to do in certain areas, but also being able to give yourself credit for the growth you've experienced thus far, for the transformation. Remember? Let me pull this card up. Your caterpillar to your butterfly transformation. So the world is like you coming out as a butterfly. Like, here I am. Like, you see me. Yes, you see this glow up. So last but not least, on Sunday we have 10 of Wands. Once again, another indication of a chapter completing. This is the third 10 too. I mentioned we have the 10 of Pentacles. The wheel is the 10th major arcana. And then we have the 10 of Wands, okay, which is about letting go of karmic baggage, karmic cycles, goodbye, okay? Letting go of things that are not your responsibility as well. I'm getting with this 10 of Wands, for whatever reason you feel overly responsible for other people, and you're not. You're responsible for yourself and your children if you have those, okay? But the 10 of Wands brings into question, you know, what are you taking on that isn't necessarily yours, okay? Lay them down. You know, I'm getting that this isn't your cross to bear. Ooh, for some of you, I see that you, especially if you've been in separation, maybe from the father of your child, and you've been doing it by yourself, 10 of Wands, and feeling really burdened, feeling like you're not getting the support that you need. For some of you, there will be reconciliation, possibly with the father of your child. For those of you where you know that ship has sailed, this could be you coming into union with somebody else, okay? Somebody new, right? Who is going to help you carry this load. Because you're not meant to carry this by yourself. You got way too much on your plate. Look, on Sunday, especially if it's your off day, don't be working. Don't find a reason to work. Please relax. It seems like you really need a day off. The whole world is not going to fall apart just because you're not holding it together. Newsflash, baby. You don't hold the world together. All right? That's God's job. All right? So, of course, you know, you got your life and everything. You got to do what you can. But for some of you, I get you're putting like a lot of pressure on yourselves. And it's just like, nope. Nope, nope, nope. For some of you, I will say you're like at the end of something that you've worked really hard on. So you've been in school and you've been trying to graduate or something like that, or you've taken some type of course, or you've been working on a project. And this 10 of Wands can be you like, oh, that final push so you can be done, okay? Ooh, look at that. The Tower and the Ring. What I say? Somebody coming through with a commitment. For some of you, they want to marry you. They're like, look, I don't want you to do this by yourself. I see you struggling over there. You're not meant to be struggling, at least not by yourself. You know, and it's no struggle when you have someone helping you to carry the load, right? So I get that somebody wants to come through and alleviate your struggles. This could be a job for some of you. They're like, you know, they might not know your financial situation or whatnot, but here they come through with this really good offer, and this shit gonna change your life, right? Where now you don't have to feel so stretched thin. Maybe when it comes to like your money and stuff like that. This is nice. Yes, I definitely see new contracts, new jobs coming in, new clients for some of you. This could even be you hiring somebody to help you. If this is your business, you're hiring like an assistant or something like that. Or you need to consider giving somebody an offer, a contract here. I need your help. I need your expertise. Because I think that too is what's going on. It's like you're wearing too many hats and you're not meant to do well with that. It's like, okay, it's time to outsource at this point. All right. All right, my loves. Look, this is long. But hey, it's your weekly reading. Come back to it. If you don't want to sit and watch for the whole hour, I get it. The timestamps are below, so you can kind of pick up wherever you leave off. But until next time, of course, if this resonated, leave me a comment below, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video. Look, if you heard a message for your friend or something, go ahead and send it their way. And they can pick up on whatever message is for them. But yeah, other than that, if you want to book me for a personal reading, that information is in the description. Once again, check out my Moon Magic collection as well for all of your conjure tools. But until next time, sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful week ahead. Take care. Bye.